it's Steph. Welcome back to Tiny's Garden. Today is an exciting day. We are going to get the sweet peas into the cut flower garden, the official first flower to go into the cut flower garden. So it's exciting, a little nerve-wracking, but overall very exciting. So let's take a look. And here are our sweet peas that we're going to be putting in. I know for sure I have some sweet pea North Shores in here. And then also, let's see, sweet pea, yikes, didn't use the garden marker on that one. So some of these are going to be a surprise because my ID tag game was not on point, but they'll be beautiful either way. After double checking the varieties I have, they're from Floret Flower, Air One, Restore Mel, North Shore, and Portluck. Okay, so my neighbor is mowing near where I'm going to plant the sweet peas, so I'm going to give him time to finish, and then we'll do that. In the meantime, I've got some Summer Carnival hollyhocks that I picked up at the garden center. I've never grown them before, but there's a spot in front of the greenhouse. I want to camouflage some junk I kind of threw behind it for storage, so we'll do that quickly.
This is in a spot that I haven't done any cleanup, so I get out a blower to remove all the old and wet leaves. Next, I grab a shovel to remove a stepping stone I didn't even know was there. Ready, 2 feet on, bam. Next, I whip out my handy dandy Earthwise tiller, which I love, to break up the soil and provide some aeration. I follow that up by going in by hand and taking out any old roots, lumps of clay, or bizarre, weird foreign objects that I find. Next, I come in with garden compost to enrich the soil. Usually I do this a couple weeks ahead of time, but this will be fine for spur of the moment.
Okay, now we're going to go in and plant these seeds 1/4 of an inch deep according to package instructions. And space-wise it says about 2 inches, but I can always thin them if they're too close. This will grow nice and tall here. These should get about 4 feet to 6 feet, so it should camouflage that little mess in the back. Okay, let's do it.
Next, I pop the seeds in and then go back in and cover them up. Lastly, I water them in thoroughly, still picking out any lumps or foreign objects that might impede that seed's ability to drive up through the soil.
Okay, so those should germinate in about 10 to 20 days, so I'll check on them then. And now for the main event, sweet peas. So let's take a look at our soil. Nice and crumbly, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to go right along this fence line. This trellising was here. Some sort of wire, I have no idea what it is, but it'll work so that they can vine up.
While my neighbor was mowing, I fixed the trellis in place at the bottom because it was hanging off from the fence a bit. So because I didn't have a long enough zip tie, I took 2 together, wrapped them around the trellis, and wrapped it around the post. It works.
So I'm going to come in, I'm going to dig all my holes with the shovel because there's not that many. And then I'm going to go and put a couple handfuls of compost in there because sweet peas are really heavy feeders. So I want them to have extra good soil. And then I'm going to plant my sweet peas in, and then I'll come and water them in. And I'll try and start them up on the fence a little bit so that they start to really vine. And then we're done.
As I go through with my shoveling, I'm picking out any lumps of clay or hard soil that won't contribute to the rich, crumbly soil I'm looking for these sweet peas to thrive in. Next, I come in and add a couple of healthy handfuls of compost in each of these holes.
Look at those roots! So exciting!
Time to get them in the ground. I take them out of the containers that I transplanted them in and begin to plant.
As I go here, if some of these seem to have some roots that are really pressured together, I'm just going to unravel them a little bit. I'm going to throw some Biotone starter fertilizer in on the end here just to see if I can tell a difference. The ones that are down there are a little bigger as well anyways. Oh, poor baby. But we'll see. You say hello. Okay, so we're all planted in here. I'm just gonna water them in. Sweet peas do like to stay moist and love water, so I am gonna make sure we water in really well with my planting partner here. Okay, help me. Tilt, tilt, tilt. Good job. Okay, we are done. Sweet peas are planted and all watered in. I've got some of them starting up the trellis, so hopefully now we just see them take off. As they grow, I will make sure that I keep cutting. The more I cut, the more they bloom, and I'll stay on top of the moisture levels as well. I know I've got some North Shore on this side. Again, my ID tag game was not great, but it should be a plethora of colors and look beautiful across this fence. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Happy planting.